Retiring early is a saying that a lot of people use. I actually prefer the saying being successfully unemployed. I love being successfully unemployed because when you think about retired early, it's like, man, that's an old person. Like instead of retiring at 70 years old, they retired at 58. No, we're not retiring early. We're actually quitting our JOB, that just over broke job, and becoming successfully unemployed. Now, to become successfully unemployed as a real estate investor, there's a few things that I want to help you to understand because I did this. I was successfully unemployed when I turned 37 years old. I started buying property after property. In 2006, I started buying my properties, bought one after another. After 6 years, I had 19 properties that made me $9,500 in gross rents. It was about $6,500 a month in passive income. I know I could quit my job with $6,500 a month, and most likely you can too. That's literally money without you working. And after I had the 19 properties, I kept buying more properties, kept growing my business, and it was at year 9 of starting investing that I finally quit my job. It was such a relief to become successful and unemployed. I could literally do whatever I want, whenever I want. So all the benefits of becoming successful and employed and retiring early, you know those benefits. I mean, everything from having enough money to afford your bills or not have to worry about your bills, being able to buy the car that you want instead of the one that you need, being able to go to a restaurant and look at the menu and say, I don't even have to worry about these prices anymore because I have enough money. These are all things that monetarily you're going to have, but you're also going to have more time. You're going to be able to spend time with your family, a hobby, doing the things that you love. There are so many great things about retiring early and becoming successfully unemployed. Now, hey guys, my name is Dustin Heiner with Master Passive Income, and I want to show you how to quit that JOB, that just over broke job, by investing in real estate rental properties so you never, ever have to work a job again. In the process of becoming successfully unemployed by investing in real estate, there's a few things that you need to know and prepare for in advance so that you're ready when it's time, you can actually quit your job. And I'm going to give you and outline everything out for you. First thing that you need to do is you need to make sure you calculate all of your expenses, all of your monthly expenses that you normally go through every single day. You want to basically get a budget. You just want to make sure and itemize out every single penny that you spend so you know how much your expenses are. Let me give you a quick example of what that's going to look like. See, now I knew that I had $4,000 a month, roughly. Maybe it could be $4,100, $3,900, right around there. But if I had $4,000 a month in expenses, I knew I had to get over that in income from my properties in order to make that. That would be accounting for my mortgage, paying for my kids to actually have food to eat, paying for, bed sheets and gas for our cars, insurance, all that sort of stuff. I accounted for every single expense. So that's what you need to do. You need to itemize out and list out every single thing that you spend every single month. It could be just getting your past credit card statement and bank statement and literally write down or keep track of every single thing that you spent money on. If you can account for every single one of these expenses, you can see what is the number that you need to hit. Mine was $4,000. Like I said, for me, in 6 years, I had 19 properties making me $6,500 a month in passive income. And so I had well and above all my expenses covered. Plus, I still had my job. So you want to make sure you account for all your expenses and know what that number is, how much you actually spend every single month. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to account for life and how that happens. Account for life in your expenses. Now, you've already accounted for your mortgage, your taxes, insurance, all that sort of stuff. But what about your vacations? What about your traveling? What about presents for Christmas? What about these other things that, life just happens and more money comes out? So add in a little buffer. So if it's $4,000, maybe tack on another 10%, like add $400, which would be 10% of $4,000, or round it up to $4,500. What I knew was that I needed to get to $4,500 in order to quit my job because that gives me a $500 buffer every single month. Also to save, but I have that money to where if we're going to go on vacation or I needed to buy, our tires blew out or something like that, I made sure that I had enough money so that every single month it was accounted for the expenses and life on top of that. Now, the third thing that you must do is you must start learning how to invest in real estate. I can't tell you enough of how much there is to learn in investing in real estate. Building the business first, finding an area of the country to invest, finding the right property, making sure you have people do the work for you, building the business, all that sort of stuff. And I actually have a head start for you. I will give you my real estate investing course absolutely for free. If you go, and it's in the description, go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course. I will give you my free real estate investing course so that you can see how to build the business, where to invest, how to make sure you can quit your job, how to make $250 a month in passive income from every property and become successfully unemployed. So get that. You can even text the word rental to 33777. Text the word rental to 33777. It'll come to me and I will get you that free course. Now, that course is really going to get you started down the path. And I'll be completely honest with you. There is so much to learn. And I don't want to make it sound daunting, but there's so many ways to do this business wrong. So many people come to me and I teach them in the Real Estate Wealth Builders, my membership, my community that I teach all my students. They come to me and they've lost so much money in the past, or they did it wrong, or they bought the wrong property. And then I show them how to do it the right way. So you're here with me right now. This is the first start. Start learning here. Listen to everything, watch everything that I put out. On top of that, get my course completely for free, but learn because there's so much that you're going to have to actually know to do this business right. The fourth thing that you need to do is make sure that you're buying income producing assets, properties that make you money. Income producing, basically it makes you money. It's not like you're earning money. If you go to work and you work a job, that just over broke job, well, you trade your hour of your life and your hands working or whatever it might be for money. They give you money, so you are earning money. We don't want to earn money. We want to make money where it didn't exist. So we buy a property, we rent it out, and then we make that money. In fact, our properties make us money. We don't do any work. Our properties do all the work, as well as our property managers, inspectors, wholesalers, realtors, all that stuff. They do all the work. We don't actually do that work. So you want to buy income producing assets in properties that make you money. And the fifth thing that you must do is find and buy one property that makes you $250 a month in passive income. That one property that makes you $250 a month in passive income, that is $3,000 a year in passive income. And the reason why is $3,000 a year goes a long way from putting a roof over your heads, giving your kids food to eat, clothes on their backs, all that sort of stuff. And so you want to make sure that you're making money every single month from these assets that you buy. And the sixth thing that we need to do is to now scale the business. Remember, we're already buying income producing properties. We're buying properties that make us $250 a month in passive income. Now what we need to do is we need to buy properties and scale the business even much more so. 10 properties at $250 a month. That is $30,000 a year in passive income. So you scale the business. You make it bigger by buying more properties. Now here's a big pro tip I'm going to tell you. When you buy that first property that makes you $250 a month, do not spend that money. Keep that money. Put that money back in your pocket. If it goes back into your investment account or your savings account, wherever it is that you're storing your money to buy the next property, every bit of that $250 is going to go to that next property, then go to that next property, then go to the next property. You want to keep recycling that money over and over again. Don't spend that money. When you start making an extra $1,000 a month, you might be thinking, man, I can go, buy another car. They're not really one that I really need it, but it'd be nice to have. No, that's actually wasting money. I'll give you an example. For 6 years, actually, it was more like 9 years, I didn't go on any vacations. In fact, only one vacation was driving from California to Arizona to visit the in-laws at Christmas time. Everything else, we didn't do a thing after that or around that because every penny that did not go to a property that was wasted on a vacation or fancy meals or whatever would be that much longer for me to actually be able to quit my job and be successful and unemployed and retire early. And the seventh thing is now to scale your business to where you have 20 properties. Remember, you're saving your money. You're putting it to the next property. Then you're doing it to the next property. It's like a snowball. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. As it rolls down the hill, it gets more money and more money to buy another property. And then more money and more money to buy another property. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Pretty soon, you're going to have so much money that you're buying a property at least once every couple months. You're like, man, I just have money coming in. Let me buy these next properties. That makes you more money. This is what the rich know. This is what the wealthy and the rich that just keep passing down their generational wealth to their family. This is what they know. And this is what I'm teaching you. I am absolutely passing all this down to my kids so that they will have generational wealth. Not just the properties, I'm also teaching them how to do it, how to buy properties. And with that, if you got to 20 properties, that is $5,000 a month in passive income. And that's the minimum. Remember, we're shooting for more than $250. That's the minimum is $250 a month in passive income from every property. That is $5,000 a month. For me, I could absolutely quit my job, or I was able to quit my job with $5,000. Now, you might have a higher number, But whatever you need, you keep working towards that. Now, the great thing about this is, as you start paying off mortgages, that increases your passive income. As you buy more properties, that increases your passive income. So you definitely want to do this. The 8th step is to actually quit that 9-to-5 just over broke job because you have plenty of money coming in. And you say, so long, boss, I'm totally out of here. I want you to do this. It was the best feeling for me ever to have done this. And if you got anything out of this video at all, I'd love it if you liked the video, as well as subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'm giving out so much great investing information. And watch this video right here. See you guys in the next one.